Yeah, I think that there is a good chance that there is there is this rumor that is, I think, very convincing. That's um, the way that Netanyahu convinced Smotrich and Ben-Gvir to go along with the ceasefire is by offering them the West Bank in exchange. So, like, oh, you agree to not collapse the government when I do a ceasefire, and in exchange you can do whatever you want in the West Bank. We launch a massive building project and prepare the annexation that Smotrich has been talking about for the past 6 months. And it's, as always, as with every single thing that the Israeli government does, this will entirely depend on the will of the United States of America. If Trump allows them to annex the West Bank and launch building projects and ethnically cleanse Palestinian communities, then they'll be able to do it. If he doesn't, then he won't. And I I'm a bit less optimistic than Sam in this way. I think that there may be significant changes to the way that we do our work, because there may be significant changes on the ground, like something on the level of like that we haven't really seen in the past decades. Um, because like if the West Bank is annexed, that completely changes the relationships on the grounds. If they decide to put to move into effect the house demolitions until in say all the Palestinian communities that we're working, because the majority, I guess, of Palestinian villages in Area C have all of their buildings with demolition orders, and the occupation forces can just come whenever to destroy them. And like there can be very significant changes in these dynamics, and with the release of I think around 700 settler terrorists from Israeli jails, and with the law introduced by the Minister of Defense, which makes them immune to administrative detention. Um, Again, that doesn't mean much on its own, but with each step, it can lead to a much bigger escalation. And I think
Mm,
that that may have a significant impact on how we work, but that we will have to respond to the changes we
d-
see on the ground.
of course, and you're right. I mean, we can think positively about it, but we have to also be very aware, and in particular, you and the other activists on the ground, be aware of what the risks are and where it could lead. But I'm with you. I think that I think there's been a sellout from everything I'm reading from analysts. I think there's been a sellout of the West Bank to shut down in order to get quietness in Gaza. I think they're just going to shift their focus, sadly, to the West Bank, which, it's not over. We've got this moment of respite for the Palestinians. They're celebrating. And I remember seeing that when the first ceasefire was called back in November 2023, when maybe there was a week or something, or a few days of quiet, or a couple of weeks, and how sadly that immediately changed when the bombings started again. No one wishes that, and I can only we can only pray and hope that Donald Trump keeps to his word of not liking wars and not wanting wars forever, for whatever reason that might upset him. But if he is a president that truly, I can't say it. I don't know how true it is, but we hope that he keeps his word on that, and putting a lid on wars in particular. But as Sam mentioned earlier, he's a dubious character, and his values are not as highly regarded as integrous people would like. So it's an unknown world for us for the next few months, at least, to see what happens with Donald Trump, is what I'm getting to, basically. But there is a fear, significant fear, that the West Bank is going to go off, and we're seeing some more activity in the Golan Heights, with Israeli troops moving into much more penetrating into the Golan Heights too. So there's been a trade-off of something, and soon that the you know, the truth will be known.